Hello friends and welcome to another episode of Cycling Insider. So here we are. This is the new 2025 Specialized Epic Hardtail Comp mountain bike, and in this episode I will give you the buyer's guide for this bike, and also I will tell you, should you just go ahead and buy this bike or should you just shortlist this mountain bike. So you see, the retail price of this mountain bike is $3,600, which definitely is not a cheap bike, but when we dive into the specifications, we will really see what do you get for this hard-earned money. So first thing first, who is this bike for? So I would say it like this: if you are racing any kind of cross-country mountain bike races, definitely this bike is for you. If you also like to have, the lightest possible cross-country mountain bike and you like to go off-roading and spend majority of your time properly off-roading, then definitely this Specialized Epic Hardtail is the right choice. You are probably aware that Specialized Epic lineup of the bikes is an absolute, legend, has a huge heritage, and bunch of cross-country mountain bike races and Olympic Games have been won by using the Specialized kind of Epic platform. Okay, so when it comes to the paint scheme on these bikes, you have two paint schemes on offer. One is this astonishing, what they call, I think they call it like Rebel Pink paint scheme with a hint of black, absolutely stunning paint scheme, and this would definitely be my first choice. And then you have this classical choice of a gunmetal satin paint scheme, metallic gunmetal paint scheme, which is kind of a bit more, classical design. But definitely, I'm so intrigued that Specialized went down the route of producing this Rebel Pink paint scheme. Stunning paint scheme. Okay, so now we can talk about the specifications of this bike and really see what they're getting for $3,600 hard-earned US dollars. So let's kick off with the frame and the fork on this bike. So this is a carbon fiber frame. In Specialized speak, this is the 11M carbon fiber frame. It comes with the threaded bottom bracket. It has a 12mm true axle at the back, and also this new UDH standard, so universal derailleur hanger, which is absolutely excellent because this is going to be the standard going forward in the future with all kinds of gravel bikes, mountain bikes. So it's great that this one is already incorporating UDH standard. Also, when it comes to the fork and the true axle at the front, this is going to be a 15mm true axle at the front, while at the back 12mm true axle. Also, with the carbon fiber frames from Specialized, you are getting their lifetime warranty, which is absolutely excellent. And this carbon fiber frame on the Specialized Epic Hardtail is going to be a very light carbon fiber frame. I think that Specialized is even claiming that this is the lightest production carbon fiber frame when it comes to this hardtail mountain bikes. I can't fact check all these details, but if Specialized is claiming something like this, probably it is a very, very light hardtail mountain bike frame. So all in, absolutely no special complaints here from me. It's a stunning, carbon fiber hardtail frame, and Specialized definitely knows what they are doing here. Now let's talk about some of the smaller components. For example, the seat post and the saddle. So the saddle is the excellent Specialized own body geometry saddle, and I believe that this seat post is going to be a classical aluminum seat post from Specialized. I'm not so sure here why Specialized didn't include a proper carbon fiber seat post, because after all, you are paying $3,600 US dollars. So this would be my complaint, that this bike should have come with a carbon fiber seat post. And if you are buying this bike, definitely one of the first upgrades, and a very easy upgrade, would be a carbon fiber seat post. And with that, you will definitely gain a bit more compliance at the back of this bike, and better soaking up some of the small road bumps. When you look at the handlebar and the stem, I am glad here that this is a classical solution. So aluminum handlebar, aluminum stem, nothing is proprietary here. It is a separate piece, So very easy to upgrade, very easy to change any, pieces if needed, and also pretty easy to adjust your position on the bike. So this is what I like to see when it comes to this cross-country mountain bike. So nothing proprietary with the handlebar and the stem. Okay, now we can talk about this fork on the bike. So this is the RockShox Seed SL fork with the 100 millimeters of travel, a proper legendary cross-country mountain bike fork. And I believe that this RockShox Seed SL fork is the version which they would call Seed SL 2P. Basically that means that this fork comes with the new rush damper, and it has the two positions for the compression adjustment, so fully opened and fully rock solid, locked out. I don't believe it is a version with 3 positions, because for a proper cross-country mountain bike you would only need, 2 position, fully opened or fully locked out. Also, this fork will probably weigh approximately 1.5 kilograms, 15 millimeters through axle, and the legs of this fork have 32 millimeters in diameter. Listen, RockShox Seed SL fork, absolutely, perfect, excellent fork. You just need to spend some time, adjusting the properly sag of the fork, adjusting the pressure inside, and then you can play with the rebound on this fork and the compression rates. But all in, a proper workhorse of a cross-country mountain bike fork, and definitely no complaints here from me. I have to mention here that when we are talking about the Groupset on this bike, this is definitely one of the secret sauces of this bike, because this is a fully wireless electronic Groupset from SRAM. This is a 12-speed electronic wireless Groupset. So basically you see the shifters, there is no front mech, and the rear mech are communicating wirelessly. Battery sits in the rear mech, and definitely an amazing piece of engineering from SRAM. So this shifter is the SRAM XS pod, and it controls the movement of the rear mech, which is the SRAM S1000 Eagle transmission. So you see, this rear mech S1000 is the original equipment product. So basically it only comes on already, complete bikes. So you can't buy this S1000 Eagle transmission on your own. But basically, nothing special when you would compare it with the previous SRAM GX transmissions. I believe it would sit on some kind of similar level. Also, the battery sits inside this transmission at the back. I've also heard some stories that there might be some problems with water running into this kind of battery, the way it's positioned at the back. I can't confirm. It's worth checking a bit online and doing some, googling and checking on some other videos on YouTube, just to make sure that is this still an existing problem with this SRAM S1000 Eagle transmission design, just because the battery kind of sits horizontally in this rear mech. Also, when it comes to the cassette, this is the SRAM 1052 huge cassette, huge gear ratio, 12-speed cassette, and it is paired with the SRAM's S1000 crankset at the front. This is 34 chainrings at the front. I think this is perfectly fine, 34 chainrings, because this bike is a proper, cross-country racing bike, so 34 chainrings is definitely not too much. And the chain is the SRAM GX 12-speed chain. Also, I have to mention here, when it comes to this SRAM 12-speed cassette at the back, when you need to replace this cassette, just keep in mind that these pieces can be pretty pricey. I believe that currently the prices can be something like $250 for this rear cassette, this 12-speed cassette. So all in, when you think about this SRAM Eagle transmission wireless Groupset, absolutely excellent piece of engineering. And definitely, as it is now, no special complaints, but keep in mind that it's worth checking a bit on the reliability of this rear mech, just because of the positioning of the battery, which kind of sits horizontally on this rear mech, so the water might go inside the contacts of this rear mech. Just double check a bit, reading and checking online. Okay, moving on, let's talk about the brakes on this bike. So you will get the SRAM level bronze brakes. These are 2-piston brakes, both the front and the back. it is more than enough, stopping power and heat dissipation from these two piston brakes, no problems with that. And I'm also glad that the front rotor is 180 millimeters and the rear braking rotor is 160 millimeters, so classical SRAM. I believe they're baseline level of the braking rotors, and of course in the future always keep it as 180 millimeters at the front, 160 millimeters at the back, and you can choose any other compatible braking rotors, is it from SRAM or some other manufacturers. Now let's talk about the wheel set on this bike. So what are you getting? So these wheels are composition of aluminum rims from Specialized, which are tubeless compatible. Then you have the DT Swiss spokes, and then you have the Specialized own sealed cartridge bearing hubs, both the front and the back. So it is a bit of mix and match of different parts, but roughly speaking a classical aluminum 29-inch wheel set. I'm not expecting anything special here, especially not with these classical Specialized seal cartridge bearing hubs. And in the future, if you are really serious into kind of mountain bike racing, then definitely wheel set is one of those areas which is worth considering. And always, if you are upgrading a wheel set, I would advise you to first have a look at what you can get from DT Swiss wheels, and then check some other manufacturers, even Specialized own brand like Roval wheels, excellent wheels. So definitely worth checking in the future if you are upgrading. As it is now, no special complaints on this aluminum 29-inch wheels, let's call it from Specialized. Also, when you speak about the tires on this bike, front and back 29-inch tires by 2.35 inches, so excellent, lot of air volume, and it's going to have an excellent traction in the terrain. And I would just mention here that the front tire is the Specialized fast track tire, and the rear tire is the Specialized Renegade tire. So this fast track tire is an astonishing and excellent tire. This one is the T7 compound from Specialized, and fun fact, I am currently running this Specialized fast track tires on my current cross-country mountain bike, and they are absolutely stunning tires. To be honest, the best tires I had up till now, so definitely this combination of fast track at the front and Renegade at the back is going to give you excellent traction, and probably in any kind of dry conditions. For a proper muddy conditions, okay, probably you'll need a bit more different types of tires, but for majority of other riding, this combination fast track and a Renegade, stunning tires from Specialized. And you can also find them lots of times on big discounts, so it's also almost like a best buy. So in a summary, when you consider that the retail price of this bike is $3,600, what would be my advice to you? Well, I can definitely tell you, if you are serious about, mountain bike riding or even racing cross-country mountain bikes, definitely go ahead and buy this Specialized Epic Hardtail bike, because it's just, a stunning piece of kit from Specialized, a proper weapon, I would call it. But you really gotta be a bit more serious in riding, mountain biking and some racing even, then this machine really makes sense. Just one thing that bothers me here is this aluminum seat post. I really don't understand why Specialized didn't just include a proper carbon fiber seat post, because this is going to be something that definitely I would advise you to upgrade in the future.